More game companies are supporting unionization, and speaking of supporting, there is racial equity being supported in the global games industry. Look forward to stories like this and more in Whatever This Is? Hello, and welcome to Whatever This Is. My name is Gary Clark. Today is the 3rd of June 2020, and we have how many stories today? 2.5 stories. Both of these stories are for the betterment of the industry that we all so love, and also relevant to recent events in some cases. Story number 1. Paradox is signing a collective bargaining agreement with Swedish unions. Paradox Interactive will sign a collective bargaining agreement with the trade union Unionen and SACO, SACO, for its employees in Sweden. This will give employees a formal structure to influence pay, benefits, and responsibilities. And the company said that it would come into effect at the end of the current quarter. Now, Marina Hedman, the Chief Human Resources Officer at Paradox Interactive, said that the agreement was necessary given the rapid expansion of the company in recent years. An organization of our size has different needs, and we must ensure that our employees continue to feel valued and empowered to shape our company, even as our structure shifts towards larger teams and projects. We are proud, both as a Swedish company and as a member of the games industry, to add our name to the roster of companies who support unionization. Now, the collective bargaining agreement will apply to all of the company's locations in Sweden, including Paradox Interactive, Paradox Development Studio, Paradox Arctic, and Paradox Malmo. And speaking of Paradox, they actually announced that a few days ago they are opening a completely new studio in Barcelona, Paradox Tinto. Its beginnings will be as a remote working studio, though hopefully by the end of the year they want to employ up to 50 people, but they're starting at 25. And maybe in the next few years they might get to 200 is what they said the number could go to. And of course I will link to the full article down below in the description about Paradox Tinto. And given that unionization became a really big push forward in 2018 at GDC in March, this is a good sign that companies are waking up that issues such as not being paid full benefits and overtime pay, the working hours being difficult to manage, etc. And given a lot of stories have been coming from Riot Games, Rockstar, and many other companies, then this is a good sign for the future of games and the industry. Story number 2. Organizations and initiatives supporting racial equity in the global games industry. This was assembled by the gamesindustry.biz staff. I think the best that I can do regarding recent events and what I can do about underrepresented groups is not for me to speak about it, but to give resources from people who have better understanding about this. And if these resources don't apply to you or don't help you, then that's okay. But sharing this onto somebody who it will help can be a huge benefit, and I'll of course link this down below. Just share the link over to someone you might think it will help, or maybe you just share it out and someone finds it, a complete stranger. That's okay. To sum up what's in this article, no better than to look at the article itself, which says, below we have compiled a list of groups and opportunities focused on providing racial equity and greater representation within the games industry. These include consultancy services, community groups, venture capital firms, mentoring opportunities, and training. And here's the half story, which is a recommended reading. The article in question is The Natural, The Trouble Portraying Blackness in Video Games by Evan Narcisse over at Kotaku. It's a very interesting and witty article about hair and also representation in the games industry that I will not spoil for you. Go ahead and enjoy that down below. So thank you very much for listening to Whatever This Is, the gaming news show. If you have any suggestions or advice, feel free to leave them down in the comments below, and I will try to get to as many as I can. Thank you very much, as always, for commenting with your suggestions. And if you have any criticism, that is cool, because I want to learn as much as I can, no matter how harsh it sounds. Don't worry about that. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel, because if you can get your news as soon as possible, then that is better for you and it's better for me, because I'll know that I am helping. Thank you very much for listening. Have a lovely day. Stay safe and stay aware. Goodbye.